Now we're going to do the most important activity of all, and it's called sound writer. Now what we're going to do with our sound writing is we are going to make sure that we're making the letters properly. And this is true for all the way up through high school, because a lot of students learn to make them properly and then make them unusual ways just because of their own visual challenges. So what we're going to do now is we are going to sound and write. Many children who are struggling with writing think this is very complicated, but when we combine the sound and the writing together as one activity, the spelling, the writing, the schoolwork will go so much faster. And the spelling is amazing how the children, when they embed those sounds into their writing, the whole process becomes smooth and easy. We find these children take notes better. We find these children are able to keep up in class better. Just a whole lot of new things on top of getting their homework done faster. So first of all, we want to make sure that we're making the sounds properly and saying them. So I would do just basic drills of going A, B, K, D, E, F, G. Now you notice that sometimes a letter took maybe 4 beats to do, maybe it took 2 beats to do. We just basically wanted the letters to come through in a nice smooth format. It's really important that you start at the 2 o'clock spot, such as a clock face where there's a 2 o'clock place on a clock face. We see that with the letter A, we see that with the letter C, the letter D, the letter F at the top, the letter G. These are all what we call 2 o'clock letters, and it helps to orient the child on where do I start my circle. Most of the children start at the top of the circle, like at the 12 o'clock, and to get them to come over around a little bit helps them to get the rest of the letter in form that they need to have. It's also extremely important that you make sure that the stick on the B goes first. See how my face makes a line with my mouth? It's so important that you also make a line first and then the B. Now in the letter D, duh, my mouth is making a circle, duh, like that. Well, we make the circle first. Once again, starting at 2 o'clock, we go duh, like that. So you make those letters left to right. I highly recommend that you spend a day just making B's and another day just making D's if your children are reversing those. The P is the same thing. P, you have the line first and then the circle. P. And the Q, once again, Q, circle in the mouth, circle on the pencil. Make sure you go left to right on those, and your problems with reversals will dissipate, especially as they make the sound with the letter.